Okay. Anyhow, good morning to once again. Good morning to all of you. So yesterday we have taken some very important point. The point is cursor. So cursor is a private work area where the selection of that particular cursor will be stored, and there are five different kinds of operations are supposed to be done on cursor. First operation will be you have to declare the cursor, and then second one is open the cursor, and third one is so fetch the data from the cursor, and fourth one is whether the fetch will be successful or not, whether data has been fetched properly or not. You have to check like that. So third and fourth operations will be continuously gets operated for several times until data will be available. If data will be available, then fetch will be succeeded for number of times. If data could not be available, obviously fetch will be obviously unsuccessful, then you will come out from the loop. Then finally you have to close before leaving the program. You have to close that particular cursor. These are the five different types of operations which we have to perform. And so declaration cursor could be always done something like this. Cursor name is select subquery. Whatever the subquery you have to take into consideration, that subquery could be always so in terms of your requirements only. And of course, this declaration could also include one more thing, that is so wanted to store this particular data into a particular variable, then so row type variable, any row type variable followed by, so whatever the table you have to consider, whatever the table you are expected to perform the cursor, so that particular table name percentile row type, row type. So this percentile row type is the attribute row type. So this is the specification you need to operate before going to take this particular cursor creation. Okay, you can create the cursor. Of course, before or after, you could have for this particular statement also. After that, you have to open your cursor by using open the cursor name. After that, fetch the data from the cursor by taking fetch cursor name into so this row type variable. Whatever the row type variable you have been defined just before, that particular row type variable so will be used for fetching the data at any moment of time. At any moment of time, only one particular row will be fetched from the cursor. Cursor is a private work area or private buffer which is used to so store your data based on the select subquery. Okay. After fetching, you have to check that whether data will be really fetched from the cursor or not. So something like exit when cursor name not found. If data is found, obviously not found will be written false. If data is not found, then the cursor name percentile not found will be written true. Okay. Then followed by after doing the third step and the fourth step for several number of times using a loop, then sometime after this not found will be returned true, then loop will be gets exited out. Then you have to close the specific cursor here. So these are the operations which we learned in the previous class. And also we have been operated one particular so thing here, that is EDECUR. I think ECUR only. No, it is not. Let me check it out whether it is. One moment, please. I'd like to check what is the cursor name we have been taken yesterday. I think CELE. I think it is CELE. EDCELE. CELE. That could be the yes. I don't remember. Okay. So yesterday I did a mistake here. Instead of DECLARE, ELE area. I wrote something like that. So that is the problem over there. So that is the specification. And I have taken a row, a kind of variable, which is electricity percentile row type. And cursor has been declared something like this. Everything will be, I mean, whatever the data which is available with electricity will be stored into this row type, ELE row. And then I need to identify total units, and I need to identify how much amount has been paid to the electricity department. So row type has been declared and the cursor also be created. After this one, we have to open the cursor. Yes, cursor, the second operation will be, you have to open the cursor. And then you have to mention everything in between loop and end loop, loop and end loop, as it has been mentioned. Then followed by, you have to fetch the data. Fetch the data. After fetching, so whether data will be really fetched or not, you have to check it out. If this will be really fetched, then this exit when ELE percentile not found will be written false. Whenever it could be written true, then loop and end loop will be exited out. It will be goes to next statement. So first row will be fetched, data will be taken. First row will not be unable to fetch the data. Obviously, your cursor is empty, so that the data could not be fetched anymore. After taking this one, already we have implemented in the previous thing. The same thing was implemented here. The same thing was implemented here. There is no extra specification to be followed here. So the same thing was done. I would like to perform one more problem for you during this particular session. Now, then after identifying so this total units and amount, then we have to insert the data into that particular table, and will be come out from the loop. After completion of everything, then we have to close this particular cursor and end the program. Let us examine whether this could be executed properly or not. So before going to take that one, select everything from TAB. So here one particular table is there, that is consumption. This is the table name where exactly we have to use. So let us take select everything from ELE electricity. Yes, this is the table, and we do have the information with us like that. Select everything from consumption. So this is the data. Let me delete everything from consumption. Let me delete everything from the consumption, and let us examine. So delete from consumption. Yes, everything has been deleted. Then you'll go ahead and select this one. No data is available with consumption right now. No data is available with the consumption right now. Now, so what exactly we are trying to do here is, let me operate this commit here. So your commit operation is gets over. Now let me run the query, the PLSQL program. So CELE, @CELE. So let me run this particular, yes, your procedure has been successfully completed. No errors are available. So only one error is there during the previous class. So while we are running out of time, I have been make some kind of hurry up kind of modification so that you got some kind of errors. So that is the only point here we'd like to consider here. Then let us take one more time. So the first query is select everything from electricity. This is the data. So 100, 101, 102, 103, three different types of people are there. And let us take the information from consumption. Yes, everything has been taken into consideration. Everything has been taken into consideration. LMR is this one, CMR is this one. So difference between those two will be 285 units and must be paid this amount. 636 units must be paid this amount, and so on and so forth. And if you run the same program one more time, what exactly been happening here in the sense? So consumption will be taken the data for one more time. So this data could not be deleted anymore, and you have to take the data for one more time. This is the disadvantage of cursor. Cursor's disadvantage is, so read this entire data into its private work area. How many number of times you have to run the cursor, those many number of times the data will be read by the cursor, and it could be processed and it could be enter the data into another table where you have to specify it for number of times. First time I have ran so that I have this particular data, and now second time I have ran, so second time of data will be there here. And if you write, if you done one more time, so at the rate ECUR, sorry, CELE, okay, if you take one more time, so let us examine the consumption. So one more time, how many number of times you have executed our cursor, those many number of copies will be there in the outputted table. So this is the disadvantage of cursor. You could not control. If you run the cursor for several number of times, those many number of copies will be there in the outputted table. So that is the basic problem with the cursor. However, cursor will be executed in such a way. Okay, you please remember this one. Cursor will be executed in such a way. And let us write one more cursor at this moment. So I have already prepared some data for you, because so to prepare of this particular data will be took huge amount of time. So that is why I have already prepared just before some 15 minutes back. I have prepared everything. I have taken so admission table, and having admission number, register number, student name, student address, course join, branch, everything will be taken into consideration. And it is admission number is not null and unique, it is primary key, and these will be checks that whether BTech and MTech can be taken. And here the course might be, sorry, branch might be CSE, EC, mechanical and civil engineering and EEE. So these are the specifications of admission table. Whereas examination table, so register number, which is referring the admissions of a register number, and year of study, which year he is studying right now. Year might be 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Semester, which semester he is studying. So semester might be 1, 2 only. And 6 different types of subjects which have been taken, and the subject values must be 0 to 100. Beyond these limits, the subject could not be taken any value. Okay, minus values are more than 100 values could not be taken anywhere. And one more thing has been created, that is result. And this result will be register number. Of course, it is also be referred the same admission dot register number only. Year of study, which year he is studying, which semester he is studying, based on these total marks, based on these, subject 1 to subject 6 marks, what is the total, what is the average, and what is the grade. We need to identify these three. These three will be taken input from the previous this particular data only. Okay, these three will be taken input from this particular data only, but these three must be calculated. These three must be calculated and run using cursor and can be placed into the result table. Okay, let us examine. So what are the specific data which have been introduced into this one? Already I have did. I told you that already I have did this one. So look at this, select everything from admission. So this is the specific data. 6 people data has been introduced here, 501 to 507. And then select everything from, what is that, exam data will be same. So totally, 2-1's information. Look at this. So this is 2-1 up to 507, 2-1's information. And again, up to 507, 2-2's information also be given here. So totally 14 examinations. Each person has taken 2 different types of examinations for 2 semesters. Okay. Now let us take select everything from result. Nothing is there here because I did not write any kind of cursor for this particular thing, because I would like to discuss with you. So that is why I have to left out this one here. And we know very well. So how could you get the total marks? Total marks in the sense subject 1 to subject 1 plus subject 2 plus and so on and so forth plus subject 6. Those will be total marks. And average will be total marks divided by number of subjects, that is average. And identification of grade will be somewhat, we have to follow this one. So grade will be identified by taking these regulations. Number 1, so any subject, any SUB, SUB will be less than 40 marks, will be less than 40 marks, grade will be, so grade will be awarded as fail. Okay, awarded as fail. Any subject will be less than 40, he will be awarded as fail. And then, so any one of the subject, in the sense you have to write in such a way, you have to frame in such a way that particular condition. And if average will be, let us consider, so average is greater than or equal to 40 and less than, so 49. Okay, less than 50, sorry. Okay, less than or equal to 49, for example. If this could be there, then it will be grade will be considered as, which grade we have to take? A, B, C, D, E. I think E. Okay, let us take anything, whatever it may be. Otherwise, D, whatever it may be, D. And then the same thing, average will be fall down with this, so 52, greater than or equal to 50 and less than, so 59, and it could be considered as B, C grade. And then again I have written D only here, C grade. And then average will be, so 60 to 69. I'd like to given as so B grade. So average is so 70 to 79. 70 to 79. This is the thing. So I'd like to give, so A grade. And then average is so 80 to 89. 80 to 89, where it is, yes, 89, it could be, so yes grade. The average is that average is greater than or equal to 90. Okay, probably that is 90, 91, 92, whatever the average it may be, then grade will be equal to, so outstanding O. So these are the grades. We need to frame in such a way. We need to frame the specification in such a way. So for this, we need to write the cursor for the admission examination table. So let us write the cursor for examination table. Okay, let me write the entire cursor within this particular area, and then copy to, so because notepad is that much not visible properly, so it could be, I think that this could be visible properly. So that is why I'd like to take one more new file, and I have to write everything here for you. Okay, so declare. So let me save it as, where it is, save it as yes, it has been saved in the same position. In bin only it has been saved. There is no problem at all. My file name is so exam ECUR. Okay, exam CUR examcur.sql. This is the file name. Okay, declare. So declaration will be, so I'd like to take one cursor. So before going to take the cursor, so exam underscore row. Okay, exam underscore row will be exam percentile row type, then followed by, so CUR cursor. My cursor name is exam, so underscore CUR. If you have any problem with you, E row, let us take EROW. E row, here it is exam underscore cursor. So if you have any problem, then you have to make your names in a proper way. Is select everything from the exam. Okay, whatever the table name you have been taken, so that has been taken into consideration. Afterwards, so we got as far as this particular table is being concerned, if you take this particular table in result table, register number could be get secured from exam table. There is no problem. Year of study also from so exam table, and then a semester also from exam table. There is no problem. Now we'd like to have total marks, average marks, and grades. These variables could be always taken into consideration here. So for this one, I'd like to I'd like to consider something like this here. So first one is so TOTAL, total, otherwise TOT, so which could be defined as the result table dot the result table dot so total marks percentile type, total marks percentile type. Okay. Then second one is ABG, average. So result dot, so probably that is average marks, I think. Yes, it is average marks percentile type dot average marks percentile type. Okay. Similarly, so grade, so is result dot grade percentile type. Okay. Variables have been defined. Every variable has been defined here. All variables have been defined here. Okay, let me make it as a T grade, temporary grade. Okay, then you have to start your work. Begin. So what exactly we are trying to do? So you need to identify, you need to open the cursor first. So open, my cursor name is EXAM underscore CUR. Yes, it has been opened. Then immediately you have to continue, because the cursor might have many number of rows. So to read many number of times, you have to start with the loop. So then what exactly we are trying to do? You need to identify the total marks. TOT, so is equal to, total is equal to, so how many variables are there here? So these are SUB1, SUB2, SUB3 and so on. So therefore number of subjects are there here. So EROW, because everything, oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. First of all, we need to fetch the data. I'm very sorry. Fetch the data. Fetch. So where exactly you need to fetch? Fetch EXAMCUR into, so to where you have to fetch here in the sense EROW, ERO. And you need to check that exit when the EXAM cursor so does not found, not found. Okay, these two statements must be taken soon. You have to start your loop. You have to remember these two. You have to remember these two. So fetch the data into so your actual row type kind of variable, and then immediately check that whether fetch is successful or not. If fetch is successful, then you have to follow the operations. Okay, then ERO dot subject one. Okay, let me take this one. Yeah, there is a question, I think. Found spelling is wrong, sir. Where it is? Where the spelling is wrong? Into ERO. Where the spelling is wrong? Let me know. Not FOUND. Yes, thank you. Not FOUND. Yes, thank you. So E subject one plus. So let me copy everything, because writing of all these things will be taken huge amount of time. So that is why A subject one, subject two, subject three, subject 4, subject 5, and subject 6. Totally number of subjects. Subject 3, subject 4, yeah, subject 5, and subject 6. Okay, total number of subjects have been taken into consideration and identify the total value. After that, our average is AVG will be equal to TOT divided by number of subjects are 6, so that we have to take 6 subjects. Then followed these rules and regulations. These rules and regulations must be gets followed here. Let me copy this one. After completion of this one, I will remove this particular data from your thing here. Yes. So next, what shall we have to do here is we need to find the T grade value. How T grade value can be taken into consideration here in the sense, if so any one of these subjects might be, any one of these subjects might be so less than 40. So I have copied, don't worry. So here it is less than 40, or any one of these subjects will be less than 40. It will be obviously so considered as so fail, or less than 40, or so subject 3 less than 40, less than 40 or, and here also subject 4 is less than 40 or subject 5 is less than 40 or subject 6 is less than 40, less than 40. Any one of this particular thing will be less than 40. Any one of these will be gets true, obviously then the operation will be gets true. If any one of these gets true, obviously what we have to consider, grade will be equal to, so T grade will be equal to, so F fail. Okay, else ELSIF, already I told you, else it will be taken into consideration, ELSIF in PLSQL. Then AVC is greater than or equal to 40. Otherwise, we need to write in such a way, greater than or equal to, elimination of greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, we would like to write something like AVG. So between, so 40 and 49. If it is, this is the better way to write. Then so T grade will be equal to, so what is the grade? D. Okay. Then so let me copy this one for a while. Again, let me copy this one for a while, because typing of everything will be taken huge amount of time. So else if the next condition will be after 40, 50 to 59. This is 50 to 59. Then the grade will be C, and 60 to 69. The grade will be B, and 70 to 79, the grade will be A. 79, the grade will be A. Yeah. So 80 to 89, 80 to 89, the grade will be, so yes. And else, if all these conditions will be false, T grade will be equal to outstanding O. Outstanding O. So these are the different conditions which we have taken into consideration. Okay. Finally, end IF. End. Your total entire thing will be gets over. So total has been identified, average has been identified, and the grade also be identified by taking so LCIP ladder. Okay. Then what shall we have to do? We need to include everything or insert everything into result. Okay. So sorry. Insert into result values. What are the values you are supposed to insert? First one is register number, where you could find the register number ERO.REZD_NO. I hope that is the name which we have given. So yes, REZD_number. So therefore, so EROW.register number, comma EROW dot so year of study. Next one is year of study, then followed by comma. So EROW dot semester. Okay, semester. So let me copy from okay, semester, comma. Then followed by total. Total name is TOT. Average is AVG. Grade is T grade. So TOT, comma TOT, comma AVG, comma so T grade. T grade. So things are over. And if you want to operate the commit, yes, you are go ahead, commit, and then end loop. Loop is gets over. After this one, what we are supposed to do? Close the cursor name. What is our cursor name? exam_cur. Exam_cur. Close this one, and end of your so program. Probably you people have identified this one. So it is very easy to write. It is very, very, very easy to write, but you need to understand how to write. That's all. Okay. So this is the specification to be written over there. And then let me go ahead and execute this one. So before going to take this execution, let us examine. Admission does have 7 people, And examination does have totally 14 rows are there, 2-1 and 2-2 information for these 7 people. Result doesn't have anything. Result doesn't have anything here. Okay. At the rate, my program name is EXAMCUR, exam cursor. So at the rate, the EXAMCUR. Okay. That, between, okay, there is a specific problem in between and none. What is that? Average. But the things have been missed here. What is the error message that has been displayed? Open brace. Open brace is not required actually. Open brace probably somewhere else in the previous one it has been subject is less than 40, subject 5 is less than 40, less than 40, less than 40, less than 40. Yeah. I'm very sorry. Only the problem will be AVG is the function name. AVG is the aggregate function name. So let me put it as TAVG. I'm sorry if I not remember this one before telling to you. So TAVG. AVG is the function name actually. So that is the problem here. That is the only problem here. So instead of AVG, I'd like to put TAVG. One more TAVG will be available here also. That is the only problem here. That doesn't matter. So AVG is a function name, aggregate function name. We have taken some average, minimum, maximum count. We have taken some number of variables out there. So AVG is one of the functions of aggregation. So that is why the problem has been shown as error. Okay. So let me run one more time. Let me run one more time. Column name TOT must be declared. Why? I have declared already. So does declaration is DECLARE begin? Total marks. RESULT. Does it result or not? Everything from result. Yes, RESULT only. Result only. Yes, it is result only. Total marks percentile type. Yes, it is correct. Then what is the problem here? Open exam cursor, OPEN. Okay, problem is raised here. Open exam EXAMCUR is select everything from exam. Unknown DECLARE. Okay. However, I did everything by using this Sublime Text. So that is the problem here. There's no problem. ELECUR. So that is the problem here. Don't worry. So I have been created the same thing using the Sublime Text. So that is why the problem has been raised. So no problem. ELECUR. Here also same. Exam cursor. Why? One moment, I will come to you. I will come to you. One moment. Declare spelling is wrong again. Declare spelling is wrong again. DECLARE. Yeah. Still, there are some number of DE. DECLARA. Yeah. Yes, Sivar. Only one particular declaration is wrong. So because of that, you see how many number of errors have been generated here. Okay. However, so PLSQL procedure is successfully completed. So let us take one more time. So select everything from admission. Everything what we wrote, everything is correct only, but because of declaration is spelling mistake, so that is why you got the error message. So select everything from exam and select everything from so result. So look at this. Look at this. These are the examination marks which have been taken. And look at this. Pi01 has 370 marks, but he is failed. Why he is failed? Yes, 34 marks. Because of 34 marks, he was failed. One subject has got 34 marks, 350 and 58.33 percentage, and he's also failed. Why? 34 marks again in another subject. Okay, something like this. In this way, you can generate the output by using your cursor. Okay, this is the specification where exactly you have to generate your cursor's output here. And it is very simple to write. So this is the way you have to write. Okay, this is the way you have to write. Simply speaking, this is the way you have to write. Okay, but the problem is already we have seen the problem. If you run one more time, the same cursor will be run one more time. ELECUR. If you run the same cursor one more time, so procedure has successfully completed, and will be take the result one more time. You have so one more set of outputs will be taken into consideration by this particular thing here. So that is the problem. That is the problem with the cursor. Okay, cursor will be always taking such kind of problem here. So for once it is being run, there is no problem at all. But the same kind of data will be there with the specification. Then it will be each and every run will be taken one copy. It could be accumulate for number of times. So it could be wastage of time and wastage of memory and wastage of efforts of the people, human people. So therefore, cursors may not be used in a proper way. Instead of cursors, people are using one more extra thing. That thing is called as, I hope that you people have idea how to write the cursor here. So instead of writing these cursors, one more extra thing is there, very important, that is trigger. Okay, trigger. Writing trigger is very important. So what is the importance of a trigger? Let us understand. Let us postmortem about this particular trigger here. Trigger in the sense, for any pistol, for any rifle, so you have a trigger. As and when you have to push the trigger back, automatically bullet will becomes out, right? So here, on any table, as far PLSQL is concerned, on any table, let me say, so you maybe operate DML operations, something like this, DML operations. So selection could be operated, insert could be gets operated by you, update could be operated by you, and delete could be operated by you. All these 4 operations could be operated by you on any particular table, right? So within this particular regard, so except selection could not make any sense, make any change in the specific table. So if you select, let me show you something here. So select everything from admission. If I would select everything from admission for number of times, so it could be always gives you the same result because it could not change the state of your table, whether it may be reduce one row or whether it may be update one particular row or it could not insert a new row. So that is why for selection, trigger could not be gets operated. Trigger could not be gets operated for selection. Trigger will be gets operated when any operation which will be make some changes in our table, which will be make some changes in our table, then trigger will be gets operated. So therefore, trigger will be gets operated on insertion, on updation, on deletion. If you insert a row, so trigger will be fired. If you update a row, trigger will be fired. If you delete a row, trigger will be fired. Okay, for these 3 different kinds of operations, trigger will be fired. So therefore, how could you declare or how could you create a trigger? Trigger might have only one statement, that is creation. Once you have to create a trigger in a proper way, obviously no need to execute as like as cursor, no need to execute your trigger for number of times. Once you have to create it without any compilation errors, as and when if you operate any one of these operations, that is insertion, updation, or deletion on that particular table where you have created the trigger, automatically trigger will be fired, and the instructions what you wrote on the trigger will be automatically executed. You need not to intervert. Intervert in the sense, as like as cursor at the rate cursor, I mean the PLSQL program, it should not be run by you again and again. It will be automatically fired if insertion or updation or deletion will be gets happen. Okay. So for this particular reason, the triggers are very, very important. They are automatically so written by or executed by so the specific operations which could be so executed on this specific table where we have to return for insertion, updation, and deletion. Okay. Let me write the syntax for trigger. It is very crucial. This question will be comes to you in your final examination. Even they may not, you may not answer the exact answer for trigger. So you have written only the syntax. So you could get 50% of marks. 7 marks will be given automatically. 4 marks will be awarded to you for write this triggers syntax. Okay. However, let me write the trigger. Syntax of trigger: create or replace trigger, trigger name. Okay. So it could be taken two different types of things: before or after, two different types of things here. So then followed by, it could also be taken three different types of operations. One is insert or, so update or delete. So if you want to operate all these operations on the table name, then insert or update or delete. You can take or as a separator between all these three different types of operations. If you want to write only for insertion, so before insertion or after insertion. Otherwise, before insert, update, delete. So both could not be gets operated here. Before insert and after update cannot be done. Either it is before or it is update on these operations. Okay, on these operations. So on table name, which table name you are expected to write to that particular table name. So for each row, as and when you have to insert a new row, immediately trigger will be fired. As and when you update a row, immediately trigger will be fired. For each row, what does means, that is the meaning. Okay. So then if you have any declarations, and you have to take variable declarations will be taken by you. If you don't have any declarations, omit it. There is no problem. But it must be begin, B-E-G-I-N, B-E-G-I-N, begin. So any SQL executable statements, except commit. Commit could not be operated in trigger. Okay. Then followed by, there is another class, exception. So exception clauses. Whatever the exception clauses you have, yes, you can. Then finally, end trigger name. Okay, like this. This is the complete syntax of your trigger. Trigger might be taken. So these many statements. Without writing a single executable statement, the syntax for trigger will be seems very, very, very big, very, very huge. Okay. Now this trigger will be automatically fired when insertion will be happen on this particular table. or updation will be happen on this particular table, or deletion could be happen on this particular table. If you write for insertion, only insertion could be taken, then the trigger will be fired. If you write only update, update will be. If you write only delete, delete will be. Okay, so that could be taken into consideration. And to know the things, we do have a before and after. Two different types of things are there. So there are two bind variables. Bind variables. I mean, taken by the trigger. Those variables will be colon new. Second one is colon old. Colon new could be taken when you have written the trigger for before. For before, when you write the trigger for before, colon old can be taken, and the colon new can be taken. Colon old. Sorry, here it is written. Okay. Colon new can be taken when you have to write trigger for after. Okay, after. And how the values could be taken into consideration for different kinds of operations here. Let us have a look. How the values can be taken for different kinds of variables, different kinds of operations. Colon new and colon old. So let me consider this is a table actually. So colon new could be gets operated on insert, whether value could be available or not. Colon old can be taken on update, whether value could be taken or not. Colon new could be taken on delete, whether the value could be there or not. So if colon new could be taken, for insertion, yes, row will be created. So colon new. So if you operate insert, already some 20 rows are there in your table. You can create 21st row. Yes, new row has been created. That is the meaning. Updation, for updation, yes. So previously one value is there. Previously my name has been some change will be there. I have updated. So yes, a new value also be available. For deletion, after deletion, any new value will be there. Already 20 rows are there. I have been operated deletion for one particular row. After delete operation, do you have the specific row with you? No, that row could not be there. And similarly, so if you take word before insertion, could you have new row? No, the row could not be there. So after update, so old values could be there. Yes, old value could be available, and that could be changed to new. And before deletion, do you have old? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry. Old after update, yes, it could be available. Okay. So look at this. For bold, insert could not be affected, and the new update and deletion could be available. Update and deletion could be available for old values. Before deletion, the row will be there with you. Yes, it is there. Before updation, so old value could be there with you. Yes, it is. After insertion, new row will be there with you. Yes, it is. After insertion, after updation, updated value is there with you. Yes, it is. After deletion, the row will be available. No, the row could not be. Okay. So for new, delete could not be affected. Delete could not be have any row. For old, insert could not have any value. You need to remember this syntax and bind variable. What exactly been happening when bind variables could be took place. These must be taken into consideration. Without these, you could not write any trigger here. Okay, let us write a small trigger. A small trigger, and then we have to finish up our class today. Let us write a small trigger. So I wanted to write a small trigger so just before I have taken, so select everything from the result. Result has been taken. So I have, so this much amount of data will be there with me. I wanted to delete some amount of data here. I wanted to delete some amount of data here. Whether this particular table have operated, what kind of operation it has been operated. We have to check that. we have to check and we have to note down in another table. Okay. So the idea is I have already result table with me, and it does have some 14 plus 14, 28 rows are there. So eventually I would like to operate one particular delete operation. So whether delete operation was operated by whom, at what time it was operated, I wanted to note down everything. Okay. So how it could be. So let us have a look. I would like to create one particular table. The table name is create table. Table name is message. Okay. Within the message, I do have this many. So MESS. So having VRCHR 2 of 100. Okay. 100. So 100 characters will be stored within that particular message. Now, let me write a small trigger. ED. So RTRIG. Result trigger. RESTRIG. Result trigger. What exactly I am trying to do? So I have to operate either insertions or deletions or updations will be gets happen on result. So that could be notified with the message table. Okay. So look at this. Create trigger, create or replace also you can use, or replace trigger. If same name trigger will be available previously, that could be replaced by this particular trigger what you wrote right now. That is the meaning of the replace here. Trigger name is REUCLT underscore trigger. Okay, trigger. So what I am trying to do here is after. So I'd like to perform after the operating insert or delete or update. So on which table you are trying to operate? On result. Result. So what you are supposed to do for each and every row, for each EACH, each row I have to operate. Do you need any kind of data with you? I mean, do you need any kind of extra variables you required here? No variables are required by me. So then directly I would like to start with begin. So there are three different kinds of variables, not variables, attributes, trigger attributes. That is, if inserting, if insert operation will be gets operated by you, then inserting will be written true. If you are not supposed to operate insert operation, inserting will be written false. If inserting, then so MESS. Okay. Insert into MESSAGE values. What is the value you are supposed to insert here? So what we operate here? Number one. So who was introduced? Who did this particular operation? Who in the sense username. So appended. Then when it was done. So that is SYS. Okay, let me take some space. So 1 or 2 spaces. Then followed by appended. Then so SYS DAT, it's date. On this particular date, he was operated. Okay. So what kind of operation he was operated? What is the operation name? What is the specific operation name? So that operation name is inserting. Insert operation has been operated by this user on this particular date. Okay. Then ELSIF. Okay. And if you can operate and if, simply speaking. Individually, we would like to write everything individually. Don't take any else if ladder. So if he may not be operate inserting, he may be operate update. UPDATING updating. So the same username and system date, what was operated by him, that is update operation. Okay. Then followed by deleting. If we would operate deleting, so the same operation could be gets operated by this particular person. Delete operation on this user has operated delete operation on this particular date. Okay. Then followed by and your trigger name RESULT underscore results trigger. CREATE. Some while I am typing the things, spelling mistakes might be there. Okay. However, let me execute at the rate RESTRIG results trigger. Okay, wait for a while. RESTRIG. So at the end, I have forgotten to put this particular thing. So that is the problem. That is why it is asking many times. At the rate, okay, RESTRIG. Okay, trigger has been created with the compilation errors. If you want to know the compilation errors, what are the errors it has been come here in the sense, show errors. So look at this. SQL statement is ignored. Column is not allowed here. What is that column? AD. Let me open RESTRIG. Insert into. Wait for a while. Whether it is my table name is MESSAGE. Yes. MESSAGE. Sixth line. Let me open everything. Product 4.0 DB home and bin. Where it is? Yeah. ELE trigger. Let me open here. Then you could have. Where is this? Where is this? What is that? RES. Yeah. Third line. Where is the third line? On result for each row. What exactly the error will be? 3 row, third row, and the sixth column. On result for each row. Begin inserting. Yes, it is correct only. Everything is correct. MESSAGE. Yes. SQL statement is ignored. What is the problem here? However, actually variables are okay. One thing is here, that is 2 underscore CTR sysdate comma problem. That way, this could be the problem. Same. 3-33. Third line 33. What is this? Column not allowed here. What is the column which is not allowed here? Okay, let me check it out and I'll give you in the Google Classroom. So already 1 hour is gets over. Today it has got a very huge amount of time. So let me check it out and I will come to you back through Google Classroom. Okay. People are calling me continuously.